Hey, what's going on, guys? Kalamazi here, and day one of pre-patch is, I guess, sort of in the books. It's been up for a few hours. I want to make a video today recapping a few things, some add-on stuff, a couple of changes made to my UI. One thing that's happening in-game right now, we just found out about an hour ago that you should not do, like legitimately, or you might get banned, possibly. And also some brief log stuff about Warlocks, trying to answer the question of what's good in pre-patch, what should you play in the raid, all that, so on and so forth. Now, boys, we are also like less than 3K subs away from 100K on YouTube. We're like 20 or 97,580 or something like that. If you aren't subbed to the channel, it would mean the world to me if you subbed. Please consider doing so. It doesn't cost anything. There's no monetary gain or anything like that on the channel. It's just like, hey, at 100K we get a plaque and it's super sick. So if you guys aren't subbed, we consider doing so. It'd mean the world to me. But regardless, I appreciate you watching the video. Okay, you might be wondering why I'm in Ashran. And this is not some, I want to clarify, this is probably happening from what I understand, it's being worked on already, but this person down here, I would not recommend doing this. Don't do it. Don't target them. Don't do it. They're looking at them. I would not do this. So, if you look at like actual raid boss kills and things, in Mana Forge Omega, even like when Nerebar came out today and Undermine, Nerebar and Undermine were drastically undertuned. They nerfed boss health today, but Antrek had like 100 health. Like you'd one-shot her. Same with Gallywix and stuff. But Mana Forge Omega was scaled back like 40%. And you saw bosses, let me pull up Warcraft logs here, dying in a matter of like 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes, give or take, for some. Like if you pull up like Mythic, let's go Mythic in general here, right? You'll notice like, let's just go by Warlock filter, but it's fine. Let's go all, actually all is fine. So you'll see like a lot of bosses here dying, like Lumathar 342. This is actually, yes, before. This is, yeah, pre-patch, you wanna look at that. So Lumathar, like 214, 158, 220, then you see things like 26 seconds, and other bosses dying pretty fast too. You've got Nexus King, 2 minutes, 2.5. This is like fine. This is about where things have been most of the day, like post health nerfs and stuff. I hope that Blizz keeps this I hope Blizz keeps this tuning for Mana Forge Omega. It's fine, bosses are dying fast, but it's pre-patch, who cares, right? Nerebar and Undermine need to change, but this is probably fine. Dimensius getting a little fast though. A lot of these kills here looking pretty quick. You might be wondering how people are doing 1.2 million DPS in a patch where, oh, this log has been privated already. There you go. That is due to the fact that this vendor right here is selling time warped gear that was not scaled down. It is 632 eye level. This helm has 3K intellect. That's my helm that I have on now that has been scaled down has 41. The legs, the helm, the dagger, and the belt. The gloves are scaled down properly. I'm putting this in this video not as a, oh, don't do this. Legitimately, I would not do this. This is not one of those things where it's like, okay, there's some weird bug in game where if you have multiple accounts open and you do like a quest with one faction, you get rep for all of them across the accounts, so you gain more renown. This is like straight up, you're going to a vendor to buy bug gear to go into a raid. You're gonna nuke the bosses down. It's really cool, but I think there's a decent world where Blizz might step in and make some temporary ban choices with this. On top of the fact that like, yeah, they're not doing it, good for them. Realistically, going in there and one-shotting a boss is fun, but like, it is still retail, it is still live. This is not beta. You wouldn't get in trouble on beta for doing this, but on retail doing this, I'm pretty sure it's going to be removed 100%. I assume they'll trim achievements and things that you got from doing this as well, but I wouldn't risk a temporary ban or anything by buying this stuff. Oh, there we go. Literally live in 4K. The vendor is gone. This was not staged. That is perfect. I'm not editing this out of the video. Amazing. Amazing. I'm not editing that out of the video. Well, good job, Blizz. Okay. Anyways, moving on. So add-on. That is phenomenal. Okay. So add-ons. Now, there's a couple things that I made change-wise from the last video about my UI. For those that are wondering, I have moved away from enhanced quality of life and better Blizz frames. Better Blizz frames was used for my target frame and target of target frame, player frames, whatever, and enhanced quality of life was used for my boss frames. Now, they're both good add-ons. However, enhanced quality of life and better Blizz frames are both add-ons that are used for a lot of things besides player frames, besides boss frames. I was only using them for that functionality and turning everything else off. However, Unhalted unit frames has been updated, and this is basically a different version of Shadow unit frames, different writers. Obviously, Shadow unit frames is not being updated. Unhalted unit frames has been, obviously. I'm using this now for my player frames, target frame, focus frame, pet frame, all that stuff. And I'm using it for my boss frames as well. This will indeed display dots. There's a cast bar here and everything, debuffs, buffs, all that stuff. This is basically Shadow unit frames that I was using before, but now it's Unhalted unit frames. I'm using this. I'm not using enhanced quality of life or better Blizz frames. If you got those profiles from me from a few days ago in that video and you want to use it, it's fine, no big deal. But Unhalted unit frames is built for, you know, player frames, target frames, boss frames, all that. It's not like you're using one add-on and using 1/10 of the add-on's potential for just boss frames or just target frames. So I'm swapping to this. I recommend changing to this as well. Very easy to work on for the most part. My profile is down below. I'll probably link the Wago and the Pastebin and stuff as well. The profile for this is in a Google Doc. Pastebin has been broken now. I can't really put it anywhere else. And I don't believe Wago supports profiles for this yet, but it's there. Super easy to adjust if you want. It's very similar to Shadow unit frames, but if you want plug and play, mine should be down there. If I update it over the next couple days, I'll update the Google Doc and things as well. Besides that, this is my retail UI. We talked about things already, but the more important add-ons using here, dominoes for player bars here. When it comes to other things as well, ability timeline, it's being used for boss stuff, timeline as well. Mask is skinning my bars here, mask LVY. There's Unhalted, obviously. Bigwigs for boss add-ons, advanced interface options for other things as well. I'm using chunky character sheet. You can thank THG for this. Big chunky character sheet, very cool. If you want, there you go. It does this. You can look at like M+ rating, dungeons, your vaults, a lot of really cool things. Very in-depth, cool add-on. Used to be a weak warrior apparently. Now it's this. Very cool. And then besides that, cursor ring for a ring around my cursor when I'm in combat. Combat time tracker for combat stuff. Details is working. There it is. Cooldown manager centered is being used for like skinning my actual things here, but it's broken now, so disregard that. And a couple other ones here. Plater, nameplates obviously, profile down below. Player cast bar is my cast bar add-on. Sensei's class resource bar is the shard bar here. Stats plus is this. I don't know what that is. Warlock reminders is the one for soul stones, health stones, and all that stuff here as well. Whenever I don't have a pet out. And talent loadout EX is the one that I use for talents over here. If I can pull it up. What's the keybind for this? There we go. On the side for most of this stuff. And if the pet add-on, or this one here for like pets and soul stones and things, is the Warlock reminders one. So that is that for add-ons. There is one add-on I'm not using right now that I'm going to probably use in a few days when things settle down a bit. It is this by the same person that makes Unhalted unit frames. It is right here called Better Cooldown Manager. This add-on is very, very cool. I'm not using it right now, but it does allow you, I think RQI does similar things as well. This add-on allows you to build different bars and things with the cooldown manager. For example, this bar here, this is a bar, custom bar. If I want to add like, I already have Dark Pact on it. If I want to add like Unending Resolve, find the spell ID, 104773. Bang, there you go. Okay, perfect, there it is. You want to have a trinket bar. You can have it over here. I have 2 equipped trinkets on, so I'm not showing, but I'll put this on here. Trinket bar pops there. You can move them wherever you want. This is a different bar. This is like a 4th and 5th bar for your cooldown manager. I drag them over here. Very cool, very customizable. It allows you to skin things as well. I'm not using it right now because a couple things are a little weird and buggy. And the main thing is right now, for me, it's not displaying active duration of like trinkets or effects. Like if I cast Dark Pact here, here's the cooldown manager, right? And here's this. I want to see the active duration with it like saturating the icon here. See, there's active duration, there's this, but the actual bar itself is just showing the full cooldown on the ability, which is like, you know, right here. Probably a bug. Hopefully it's fixed soon. Whenever it is, I'm using that. That's pretty sick. Either that or RQI. But besides that, the big swap from the last video, no enhanced quality of life, no better Blizz frames. We're using unhalted unit frames, which is this, and the boss frames as well. You'd see them if I was in combat. The last part of this video, people have been asking a lot, what should I play in Mana Forge Omega and things? Because they're wondering about how Warlock is looking due to like pre-patch coming in, what spec and builds, all stuff. If you want builds, I'll have a link to that also down below. Paste bin links, all kind of stuff. The question is, what is best? Because we don't have Apex talents, right? We have the new 4th row of hero talents. We don't have 3 additional hero talent points. So if you're playing things like Affliction or whatever else, and you want to get like into this row here, for example, you have to pull out of these rows a bit, which I've done for some builds going into stuff like this. But looking at Warcraft logs, so we assume that we have to put aside the higher eye level here because this is like the exploitable gear. We assumed that, I assumed at least it would be Affliction, probably followed by Demo and then Destro. Demo and Destro seem about the same. I think Demo's probably a little better than Destro right now. But the big thing, there's no Apex talents in pre-patch, right? So you're looking at, I mean, no Nether Portal stuff for Demonology, no Dreadlord for Affliction, and no Sargeras Beams for Destruction. Demonology is, how do I phrase this? The most reliant upon its Apex talent. The spec's basically built around it at this point. It's very, very strong for the spec. Without it, sort of you can play an older S version of Demonology, it's fine, but you really want the Apex talent power, right? Destruction sort of whatever, it's passive, but it was a decent bit of damage. But it is what it is. You don't have that. You don't have Demonology, you don't have any spec, right? So no relevancy from that is in pre-patch. Affliction has the Dreadlord stuff, which is just RNG based on Haunt, but Affliction's general power is just high and strong in general. Combing through the raid here, looking at most fights, ignore the higher eye level ones here, that's the exploitable gear. Affliction, basically dominating everywhere. Plexus Sentinel, Lumathar, ignore this, Affliction. Soulbinder, Affliction. Forge Weaver Araz, Affliction. Hunter's Affliction, unsurprisingly, thank God this fight's terrible, but 2 minutes line, I can deal with that. Fractalis, Affliction. Nexus King, Affliction, and Dimensius, Affliction. I wouldn't be surprised to see a bit more jumps from like Demonology, maybe even Destro, a couple spots, but Affliction's doing very well, which is very cool to see. Currently on Warcraft logs, you can't pull up like the talent breakdown of people that are on fights. It's a little buggy or not implemented yet because of like the new changes and stuff, but you still can see regardless damage breakdowns. Most everyone's playing Soul Harvester. Soul Harvester AF, Soul Anathema is here, Reaping obviously. UA is right there, Dark Lair, Harvest, Anathema, so on and so forth. This is Dimensius. Dimensius dies very fast in the final phase as well, in case you haven't noticed. Stage 3 Singularity, it lasts, I mean, it starts at 320 and it ends at 430. You basically just burn him and kill him. So most fights are dying really fast. That's that, but if you pull up like Fractalis as well, I mean, it's just gonna be Soul Harvester Affliction, right? UA, Reaping, Anathema, it's just good. So we thought it'd be pretty good. Looks to be pretty good. My recommendations for the raid, probably just Soul Harvester stuff. I haven't looked at M+ really at all. I don't know if anyone's even doing it, or if it's even a thing right now. It might not even be a thing. Maybe all classes, Warlock, a mix of a handful of things. Some Destro, some Demo, some AF. This is like pre-patch stuff, right? But I doubt many were running this tonight because it came up sort of late and stuff too. But mix of everything. But I wouldn't be surprised to see more AF emerge, unless you're in like halls with like, you know, big Destro stuff and all that, right? But TLDR, it's pre-patch. It's important to have a good time. And I think Locke is having a pretty good time in pre-patch. So thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully this video wasn't too long. Long day, but exciting day regardless. I honestly, that vendor despawning mid-video was phenomenal. I'm not editing that out. If you guys want links to the profiles or add-ons, whatever, they're all down below. If I forgot one, just mention it in the comment section, and I'll fix it when I wake up tomorrow. I'm tired. It's been fun, though, man. Honestly, like I said, we prepped a lot of UI stuff on alpha or on beta and stuff, and it wasn't that hard to port over. Took half an hour, maybe. So if you want profiles and things, down below, all that. But yeah, a short one. Thanks for watching. If big things change this week, obviously I'll update y'all on stuff. But I'm ready for it, man. It was cool being on retail today. I haven't been on for a while. Pretty sure in the next few weeks it'll be basically just beta stuff again, because that's like where most of the content lies. But next week I believe is the Twilight Cultist event, which is pretty cool for retail stuff, some bit of catch-up gear, all that, and I guess champion level, but still something. So there you go. If you guys want any profiles or anything, like I said down below. Thank you to my supporters on Patreon for all that, guys. Thank you all a million times, like always. I greatly appreciate it. If you're looking at supporting on Patreon, should be a link up here as well as down below in the video description. But yeah, keep in mind, even though pre-patch is here, we're about 5 weeks away from midnight launching and about 2 months away from the race world first starting. But honestly, man, I swear it was Christmas last week, but somehow it's already end of January. So yeah, time flies. But thanks for watching, guys. If you aren't subbed, consider subbing, please. It would mean the world to me. We're almost at 100K. And yeah, catch y'all again soon. Thanks for watching, boys. Peace.